comfortable seat. Legs can be crossed. Either one underneath you. And then just bring some awareness to your seat to start with. So go ahead and draw your belly button in towards your spine to start engaging those muscles. Start to lengthen through your back all the way up to the crown of your head. And then we want to have everything stacked over your hips. So shoulders are stacked over hips, head's in line with spine. You can close your eyes if you haven't done so. Arms can be out comfortable on your legs. And then take a nice soothing inhale. And follow that up with a nice deep relaxing exhale. Inhaling nice and slowly, filling everything up. And then exhale. If you want to make a little audible sigh as you exhale, you can. Inhaling, lengthening your spine, filling up your ribs, or your lungs rather. And exhale, relaxing, maybe dropping your shoulders down a little bit. Take 3 more breaths here, so soothing breath in. And relaxing breath out. Soothing breath in. And relaxing breath out. And last one, soothing breath in. And relaxing breath out. If you close your eyes, you can go ahead and flutter them open. With an inhale, send both arms up overhead, reach nice and high. And exhale, drop your right hand down towards the mat and lean towards the right. Inhale, lengthen into this lean a little bit. And exhale, maybe find a little more fold, but keep that left hip on the mat. Inhale, back up to center, bring the right arm up. And exhale, left hand down towards the mat and lean towards the left. Inhale, lengthen into the lean. And exhale, drop a little bit further. Inhale, come back up to center, both arms up. And then we'll add a twist. Left hand comes to right knee. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale. And exhale, twist a little further to the back. Inhale, come back up to center, both arms up. And exhale, twist to the left. Right arm comes to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, twist a little further. Inhale, back up to center, both arms up. And exhale, hands can come down to your knees. If you'd like to, you can switch legs, opposite leg underneath. Sometimes it's really awkward, but sometimes it feels good to stretch both hips out evenly. And then we'll take some seated cat-cows here. So hands on your knees. Inhale, open the chest. Looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Maybe even look towards your belly button. Inhale, opening up, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, rounding. Let's take one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Come back to a nice solid inhale, spine is nice and long. And then we'll make our ways onto our hands and knees. So tabletop, hands are directly under shoulders, knees are under hips. We're just going to do a little bit of wrist stretching here. So make some circles with your shoulders around your wrists. Go 3 in each direction. Maybe making each circle a little bit bigger than the last. And then after 3, you can switch, starting off small again. Then maybe making a little bigger. And then finally your biggest one yet. And then back to a nice solid tabletop. So make sure your core is engaged here, so spine is nice and long. And then you're just going to flip one palm down. So palm face up, fingers are facing the knees. And then you can squeeze the fingers in and try and make a little fist. And then relax them back out. And squeeze them and relax. And last one, squeeze and relax. And then you can flip that hand and we'll flip back to the other hand. So whichever other hand you didn't do, palm face up, fingers facing the knees again. Squeeze those fingers in tight, and then release. Squeeze, and release, and squeeze, and release. And then flip that palm back down. Check your alignment again from tabletop. And then we're just going to step our feet back and find the plank pose. So nice strong plank here. Feet are flexed, heels are stacked over the toes. Spine is long, shoulders are over wrists. And then you're kind of pushing the floor away from you so that you're not dipping down into your chest. Anytime if you want to drop your knees down to the mat, you can. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can send your hips up and back and find a down dog. So separate your feet, hips width apart, pedal them out, wag your tail. Do what feels good for you here. You got 4 more breaths with your wiggles. Last breath here. All right, and find some stillness, dropping the heels down towards the mat. Heels are hidden behind your toes, evenly distributing your weight forwards and back. And then you're gonna lift your heels up onto your tippy toes and then undulate or wave through your spine, slowly, slowly, slowly coming forward, finding a plank pose. And then bend the knees down to a hover, and send your hips back to this bear pose, this squatting down dog. And then you can straighten the legs up, finding your regular down dog. We'll take that twice more, lifting the heels, unwinding the spine, waving through, finding your plank. And then bending the knees to a hover and sliding your hips back. And then back up to down dog. Last one, lifting the hips, unwinding the spine, rolling through the rib cage and the spine to your plank. And then bending the knees to a hover, shifting the hips back. And then returning to down dog. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. And then right leg comes up, three-legged dog. You can stack the hips, bend the knee, maybe make some circles with your ankle or your knee, whatever feels good. And then set the right foot back down. And then left leg lifts up. Stacking the hip, bending the knee, maybe making some circles. And then setting that left foot back down. Taking one breath. Exhale, release. And then making your way up towards the front of the mat. You can separate your feet hip width apart, folding forward for a rag doll. You can grab opposite elbows, bend the knees, release your head and neck down. One more full breath here. And exhale, release. Releasing the hands down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms come all the way up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. You can step the feet together, toes together, heels slightly apart. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, you can do so now. All right, then we'll do 3 rounds of sun salutation A. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, if you want to, you can step back to a plank for this first time. Lowering down. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. 5 breaths here. Spreading your fingers nice and wide. The creases of your wrists are mostly parallel to the front of the mat. Last breath here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms come up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. 1 breath. Exhale, release. And again, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, do your flow. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. Keeping the spine nice and straight here. Tailbone is pointing up and towards the back corner of the room, possibly, or if you're outside, just towards the sky. Breathing. Your gaze is down, maybe at the back of the mat, kind of between your heels. Last breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. One breath here. Exhale, release. Last Sunday. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, plant your hands, do your flow. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Quads are lifting, drawing your knees up. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Breathing here. A little bit of slight internal rotation with the legs so that your heels are hidden directly behind your toes. Last breath here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. Taking a breath. And exhale, release. Adding some on. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. And with an exhale, we're going to take a big step back with our left foot. So left foot steps back. We're going to find a low lunge on our right. So right leg is forward. If you want to, you can pad this left knee a little bit, that double stacking your mat. You can leave your toe up, or you can release that back toe down the mat, whatever feels better for your knee. Once you're stable, bring your hands up to your quad. And think about sitting your hips forward, so really getting into this left hip flexor. Once you're there, engage your core, shoulders are drawing down. And then you can send your arms up overhead. Interlace your hands, but leave your pointer finger up. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, maybe find a little bit of a back bend. So just tracing the ceiling with your finger and your gaze. Staying here. One more breath. And then coming back up to a neutral spine. And then releasing the hands down to your quad. Taking a breath here. And exhale, release. And then adding some movement here. So inhale, we'll shift the arms up overhead. And exhale, shift the hips back, finding a half split. Hands can swing down by your hips. Inhale, back up to the low lunge. Exhale, shift back, half split. So moving slowly with your breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. You got two left. Inhale. And exhale. And last round, inhale. And then exhale, we'll stay in this half split. So you can bring your hands down towards the mat. You can leave your right foot on the mat, or you can flex it, bring your toes up. Either one is fine. Think about drawing this right hip back to square up the hips. That helps to get into the hamstring. Breathing here. Running across the front of your chest. So we're not rounding your spine down, but still finding some opening there. Last breath. And then shifting your weight back forward, back onto this right leg. Lift the left knee up. You can let your mat go. And then step back and take a flow. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, make your way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. We're going to take a big step back with our right leg this time. Find a low lunge with our left leg forward. Right knee can come down to the mat. You can pad that knee again if you'd like to. Right toes can stay tucked or they can release. Once you're steady, bring your hands up to your quad. And then think about shifting your hips forward, getting into this right hip flexor this time. When you're ready, you can send your arms up overhead, interlace the hands. Try to interlace them opposite thumb on top, so awkward hold. Then you've got a pointer finger still pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, if you'd like, you can put a little back bend. Staying here. Maybe with each exhale, bending a little further back. Last full breath. Move back through to center, releasing your hands down towards your quads again. So getting steady. Check in this right hip flexor, make sure it still feels good. If it's a little too much, you can deepen, or I'm sorry, release a little bit further back, so not quite as far deep pull. And then we'll add that movement. So arms come up, inhale, exhale, shift back, half split, hands fly back by your hips. Inhaling up, exhaling back. 3 more. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Last one. Inhale up, and then exhale. We'll come back and stay. Once you're there, you can bring your hands down on either side in this half split. Toes can stay down on the mat, or you can flex this left foot. Think about drawing the left hip back this and squaring off the hips, stretching this left hamstring. Breathing here. Still opening up to the front side of our body, so we're not caving in. Last breath. And then shifting your weight forward again, lifting this right knee, hands come down to the mat, and then step back and do your flow. Inhaling. And exhaling, hips up and back, down, up. Breathing here. Release your head and neck. Maybe look towards your belly button. Last breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. Taking a breath. And exhale, release. Next flow. We'll start with the bind. So just sweep your hands behind you, interlace your hands, and then lengthen through the arms and open up the chest. Once you're there, stay there. You can also grab your a belt or a towel or something if this is too much. And then you're just going to lower your hips down and find a chair with the butt. So check your alignment in your chair. Make sure that you're not getting a duck butt here, but you're still drawing your tailbone down. What's opening up is the front side of your body. One more breath here. And then keep the bind as you straighten the legs and fold forward. So nice deep forward fold here. Let your hands hang down heavy. Really opening up through the shoulders. One more full breath here. And then slowly release the hands. So don't let them slop down, but with control, bring them down. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, plant your hands and do your flow. Inhaling up, dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back. Down dog. Taking a breath here. Exhale, release. And then right leg comes up behind us. With our inhale, lengthen all the way through the heel. Leg is straight, hips are square. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step forward, knee to nose. And then step this foot down towards the mat. Plant it on the mat between your hands and then drop your left heel down to the mat. Pinwheel the arms open, find your warrior two. So warrior two on our right side, right foot is forward. Maybe sink a little further into this right leg. Really get a nice deep stretch here in the squat. Hips stay open, arms can come out, parallel to the ground. Both our palms are facing down. And then gaze out towards that front hand. Breathing here. Nice and steady. Last breath. And then we'll add some movement. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, shift forward, finding the side angle. Right hand can come down to the quad, left hand to the front. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, side angle, and we'll stay. So staying here in your side angle, you can keep your quad on your, your arm on your quad. You can bring it down towards the mat. Let's bring our left arm overhead. Bring it down by your cheek and maybe gazing up. Breathing here. Last breath here. And then you can stay or you can take your bind. Bring your left hand up, turn the palm around the face back, reaching around behind you, and then reaching your right arm under you, finding the bind. You have the bind, keep your chest lifted, rotating up. Breathing here. If you want to sneak into birds of paradise, you can. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll all meet back up in a warrior 2, release that. And then pinwheeling the hands down towards the mat, step back and take your flow. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. Breathing here, between your sides. One more breath. And then other side, left leg lifts up, three-legged dog. Hips are square, leg is straight. Inhale, lengthen through your heel. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. And then set the left foot down between the hands. Pinroll the right heel down towards the mat, setting it down. And then open up, finding a warrior 2. So nice wide stance here. Maybe sink a little deeper into this front left quad. Hips are open, chest is opening up to the side. Arms are parallel to the ground, moving gaze to the front. Breathing here. Last breath. Then inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And we'll stay here in our side angle. So you can leave this left arm on the quad. You can bring it down. But let's bring our right arm overhead. Bring the bicep towards the cheek. And breathing here. Nice deep side angle. Last breath like this. And you can stay or you can move into the bind. Bring the right hand up. Pivoting it towards the back. Reaching around behind you. And then reaching the left arm underneath you and finding the bind. Once you have your bind, lengthen through your spine and then lift your ribs up towards the ceiling. And you can stay here or you can sneak in that birds of paradise. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back down. Everybody meeting back in warrior 2. And then pinwheeling your hands down to the mat, stepping back and taking your flow. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing here. 2 more breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then sink the hips, sweep the arms up, find your chair pose. And then stay in your chair, you can sweep your arms behind you to make that bind. Opposite thumb on top, so awkward hold. Opening up through the chest, taking this nice bind. Staying here. 1 more breath. And then straighten the legs, keeping the bind, fold forward. So nice deep opening, letting the hands, the bind opening up a little further. Last breath here. Slowly release your hands, so no slingshots. Bring your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms come all the way up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. I need one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. All right, moving on next flow. We'll find a chair pose. So sink down, sweep the arms up, chair pose. Chest is lifted. Inhale, lift the hips a little bit. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, sink. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, sink. Then bring your hands in the heart center, prayer hands. And then twist to the right. So you're gonna bring the left elbow onto the outside of the right knee and twist into a prayer twist. So hips stay nice and neutral here. And then think about lifting your ribs up towards your hands. Getting steady here. And then shifting your weight ever so slightly into this right leg. See if you can lift your left foot up and then slowly step it back, finding a crescent twist. So we're landing on the ball of the left foot. Our hips are still nice and neutral. And we've got this nice twist starting at about our belly button up to the crown of our head. Breathing here. Last breath. And then unwind, finding a regular crescent lunge. Okay? So check in with your spacing, make sure that your feet are maybe like they're separated on railroad tracks. Hips are neutral. You can have a little bend in this left leg if you'd like to. And then arms can come up. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, open the chest, add cactus arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus arms, open the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. You got two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, cactus. Coming back to a crescent lunge. And then you're going to open up and find a warrior two. I'm just going to turn and face you guys. You've got warrior two, right leg is forward, and then straighten the right leg. You can TikTok the back leg in a little bit, or define triangle pose. So a little dip in the hips here, with your inhale, lean forward. And then exhale, right hand can come down towards the mat, finding triangle pose. Lifting up, maybe bringing your gaze up towards the sky. Breathing here. 2 breaths left. And then bring your gaze down towards the mat. Shift your weight to this right leg. And then you're going to step forward, finding a half moon. So stacking the hips, flexing this left leg, and then reaching your left arm up. You can keep your gaze down or you can bring your gaze up. And then take some time to think about where your left leg is in space. So the tendency is for it to want to kick back and open up towards the back corner of the mat. But you really want to have it in line with your right leg. So kind of on the same plane as your right leg. Another breath here. And then you can stay or you can bend that top leg and reach for that ankle and find Shavasana. Opening up, candy cane pose. Breathing here. 2 breaths left. Slowly releasing that. Setting the foot back down, returning to triangle pose. And then lengthening up, standing up, returning to warrior two. And pinwheeling the hands down towards the mat, stepping back and taking your flow. Inhaling up, doggy cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, make your way up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. And exhale, hands in the heart center. Finding your chair pose, sinking hips down, arms lift. Inhale, lift up a little bit. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, sink. Hands come to the heart center. And then we'll twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside of left knee. Twisting open. Hips stay neutral. Knees stay in line with each other. And think about trying to bring your chest up towards your hands. Breathing here. And then once you're stable, shift your weight into your left leg. See if you can hover your right foot up. And then slowly step it. Glide it back. Finding your revolved crescent lunge. Adjust your spacing once you're there. And breathe. 2 breaths left. And then unwind, finding your regular crescent lunge. Check your spacing. Sinking the hips. You can have a little bend in this right leg if that feels better for you. Arms come up with your inhale, lengthen. And exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to a crescent lunge. And then just open up towards the side, warrior 2. Just gonna spin to face you. So left foot is forward, bending in that left leg, and then straighten the left leg. Fine. We're getting set up for triangle pose. So you can stack this back leg in if you'd like to. Tilt the hips. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, triangle pose. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Right arm is up, gaze down or up. Breathing here. Last breath. Your gaze is up. You can bring it down towards the mat. Shifting your weight into this front left leg. Reaching forward with your left hand and finding half moon. Right leg lifts up. Right foot stays flex. Toes are facing the long side of your mat. Your gaze can be down or you can lift it up. Breathing here. Again, trying to lengthen through the heel of this lifted leg, having it on the same plane as your left foot. And then you can stay or you can bend this right leg, reaching for this right ankle, taking Shavasana. Once you're there, opening up through the hips again and breathing. Last breath. And slowly release that. Return to warrior 2. Taking a breath in. And then pinwheeling the hands down, squaring off the hips. Step back and take your flow. Inhaling. And exhaling. Breathing here in your down dog. 2 more breaths. Release your head and neck down. Then inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sink hips down to the arms up, chair pose. And exhale, stand up, hands at heart center. Taking a breath. And exhale, release. 1 more breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, sink the hips, find your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, plant your hands and do your flow. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. 1 breath here. And exhale, release. And then step your right foot forward, place it on the mat between your hands. Drop your left heel down to the mat and scoop the arms up, warrior 1. So you can have heel to heel alignment here, or your feet can be a little wider, like they're on railroad tracks. Drawing your right hip back, left hip forward, so hips are in line with each other. Arms are up. Make sure when you bring your arms up that you don't lose the integrity here in your chest. So core still nice and engaged. And we'll inhale, lengthen through our spine. And exhale, hinge forward. You can swing your hands back by your hips if you'd like to. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hinge forward, galloping horse. Inhale up. Exhale forward. You got 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale, hinge forward. We're returning to a warrior 1. And then we'll take a bind. So reach the hands around behind you, interlace them. Open up through the chest. Inhale. And exhale, hinge forward for a humble warrior. So you're bringing the right shoulder onto the inside of the right quad, dropping it down and maybe pressing it into the right quad as you press that quad back into your shoulder. Breathing here. Release your head and neck down. Last breath. Slowly release your hands down towards the mat. Square up the hips if they're not, and lengthen up. Find a warrior three. So standing this right leg. The left leg lifts up towards the back. Toes are facing down towards the mat. And left hip is dropping down. So hips are parallel. Breathing here. Core is engaged for your stability. And then you can stay or you can bend your left leg, bringing that ankle up toward your head. And then reach your right arm back, try to find the ankle in the space. Once you grab it, lengthen and lift up. Taking the knee up towards the ceiling, stretching through the groin. Breathing here. Last breath. And then slowly release that back into warrior three or standing splits. And then take your flow. You can step hops, you can take a handstand hop back if you'd like to. Whatever you'd like to do. We'll meet in down dog. Remember, you can always skip a flow too. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. And then left foot steps forward, finding warrior one. So left foot is forward, right heel drops down to the mat. Sweeping the arms up. Warrior one. We can have heel to heel alignment, or it can be a little wider. Left hip is drawn back, right hip forward, so hips are neutral with each other. Arms are up. Keep the integrity in your spine and your core though. Another breath here. And then we'll add that movement. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, shift forward, galloping horse, hands can sweep back by your hips. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale, leaning forward. And we're all returning to warrior one. So inhaling back up. And then we'll send the arms behind you. And always come opposite them on top. So awkward hold. Lengthen through your spine. Open the chest. And then hinge forward, humble warrior. So you're bringing the left shoulder on the inside of the left quad. And then pressing that shoulder into the quad. And the quad back into the shoulder. Releasing the head down. Maybe thinking about someday dropping the top of your head towards the mat. Two more breaths. And then slowly release your hands, bring them down to the mat, square off the hips, and shift your weight forward onto this left leg as you lift the right leg up, warrior three. You can leave the hands down on the mat to support yourself. And then think about dropping this right hip down. So hips are nice and square. Right toes are flexed, right in towards your nose. Breathing here. And then you can stay, or you can begin to bend that right leg, reaching back for that right ankle with your left hand in space. If you have it, lengthen it up. Stretching out through the groin and the hip. Breathing here. Last two breaths. Slowly release that, return to a warrior three or standing splits, and then hands come down to the mat. Step, hop, handstand back, do your flow, skip your flow, whatever you want, we'll meet in down dog. Two breaths here in your down dog, inhaling, and exhaling, and inhale, and exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink the hips. Inhale, up chair pose. And exhale, stand up, hands at heart center. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. All right, step your feet, hips width apart. We're going to take a forward fold. Inhale and arms up. And exhale, forward fold.
So you can just grab your big toes if you like to with your peace fingers and pull yourself down. It's traditional forward fold. Or if you'd like to go with some binds, which we've been playing with today, you can bring your hands down to the mat. Bend your left knee, left hand down to the ground, right arm up, twist. And then you can turn your palm to face the back and then sweep your right arm around, maybe taking a half bind, tucking your right hand into the crease of your left hip here. Breathing. Last breath. Slowly releasing that bind, unwinding it, and then bringing the right hand down straight into the left leg. Bring the right hand down to the ground, take the other side, so bending the right leg, left arm twist up, reaching up, and then turn the palm to face behind you, and then you can sweep this left arm back, reaching for the crease of your right leg. Breathing here. 2 breaths left. Last breath. Slowly release that arm up and bring your hand down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms come up. And exhale, hands into heart center. Taking a breath. And exhale, release. And then moving on to throw pose. So if you don't want to take an arm balance today, you can separate your feet about hips width apart. Turn the feet out and then just squat down and take your Malasana squat. Bring your elbows down into your quads and pressing them open. If you want to take a crow pose, you can take it from here or standing, bringing the hands down towards the mat. Chaturanga arms, lifting the knees in towards the armpits, and then shifting forward. Keeping your gaze steady on the mat, maybe lifting one leg or the other. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, really grip the mat with your fingertips, and 1, coming back down. If you want to go through a flow, you can. I can't jump back, but I know some of you guys can. Inhaling and exhaling, hips up and back down, double. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the heels, unwind the spine, undulate forward like we did in the warm-up, all the way forward, finding a plank pose, slowly, slowly. And then in your plank, 5 count, lower to the ground. So elbows stay in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower yourself down there. Releasing your toes, you can stack your hands and rest your forehead in on your hands. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. We're getting set up. We're going to take 2 locusts and 2 bows. So make sure your spine is nice and long and straight. If you don't have any material benefits underneath you like I do. And then float one leg up, lengthen it behind you, set it back down. Float the other leg up, lengthen it behind you, set it back down. So toes can be touching, but heels can be apart. And we'll bring our hands behind us and interlace them at your tailbone. Lengthen through your spine, lift your ribs up, inhale. And then maybe lift your legs up off the mat. So chest is lifting, quads are lifting, toes are together, but heels are slightly apart. That helps protect the lower back. And then we press the pelvic bone into the ground as you lift everything else up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. You can release your hands, stack your hands, and rest your forehead on your hand. Taking a breath. If you want to, you can bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs. Getting set up for locust number 2. So returning to this nice long spine, lengthening from the tips of your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. Hands come behind you, interlace opposite thumb on top, so awkward hold. Lengthen through your spine and lift your shoulders up. Lift your ribs up. Maybe lift your legs up, toes touching, heels apart. Pressing the pelvic bone into the floor, lifting up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. You can stack your hands, maybe rest one of your cheeks on your hand, bend the knees, and windshield wiper your legs. Taking a breath. And then releasing it back down. We'll move on to bow pose. So spine is nice and long and straight. Again, everything is engaged like it was in locust. So reach your arms back, bending the knees, reaching for the feet. You can grab either the outside or the inside of the feet, so it'll be a little deeper if you go for the inside. Keep the knees in line with your hips as you lift up. So again, pelvic bone presses down, lifting up, and then try to rock your weight back into your quads. So the further back you can go, the more chest opening you'll get. You can flex or point your feet. Breathing here. One final breath left. And then slowly release. Stack your hands. Other cheek comes on the mat. Maybe bend the knees and windshield viper the legs. And then releasing it down. You can set up final bow pose. So legs are nice and long. Spine is long, reaching back, grabbing the ankles inside or outside. Keeping the knees parallel to each other in line with the hips. And then lifting up, lifting the chest, lifting the ribs, shifting the weight back onto the pelvic bone of the quads. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing. Release your hands down, rest your forehead on your hands. Release your legs down, and then just kind of shimmy your hips a little bit. So just kind of wagging your tail. Releases your lower back. One more breath here with your hip shimmy. All right, and find some stillness. Hands can come down underneath your shoulder blades. Inhale, find an up dogger cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Taking a breath. Exhale, release. We're making our way into a boat pose. So if you want to do a jump here, you can separate your feet, your hands a little wider, step your feet together, come onto your toes, bend the knees, and then hop up, tucking your feet and coming through. Otherwise, just step one leg down and the other, and we'll meet in boat pose. So this nice tripod seat between your tailbone and your sit bone. Chest is lifted up, arms can be up front. If your back's bothering you, they can be behind you. Only straighten your legs as far as you can go, and you're using your core for most of the work. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck the knees in, give them a nice squeeze, and then rock and roll. As many rocks as feels good. I'm feeling like 3, however many you want is perfect. We'll make our way, when you're done, into a seat for a forward fold. So cushy bits underneath you, giving you some padding, and then think about broadening across the pelvic floor. Lengthen through your spine. Inhale if you want to go ahead and reach the arms up. And then exhale, folding forward, finding your forward fold. You can reach for your quads or your feet or anywhere in between. Go ahead and release your spine and round down. Inhale, find a little bit of length. And exhale, a little more fold. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, a little more length in your spine. Exhale, a little more fold. And last one. Inhale, a little more length. And exhale, a little more fold. Last breath here. We're walking back up, finding a nice staff pose. So core engaged, legs are out straight. We'll take Marichi with the bind. So bending this right leg in, right foot is down on the mat. Left leg is out long in front of you. You want about 2 fist distance between your right foot and your left quad. Right hand's gonna come on the inside of the right leg. And then you're gonna pulse forward for 3, 2, and 1. And staying forward, you're gonna turn your palm down and then reach around behind you. So right arm's reaching around from the inside to the outside of the right leg. Maybe you can take the bind behind you. If you can't, just grab your shirt or use your towel. And then once you're there, think about unwinding the spine. So this isn't a twist, but it's a really deep stretch in our hip. Lifting the chest, trying to stay nice and straight. Last breath here. Slowly releasing the bind. If you'd like to, you can cross this right leg up and over your left leg, and we'll take a twist, grabbing the right leg with the left arm, lengthening up, twisting up, and into the back. Breathing here.
Last breath. And then unwind through the center. Uncross this right leg, release it out, down by the mat. The left leg lifts up. 2 fist distance between your left foot and your right quad. Left arm comes nice and long on the inside of the left leg. You're gonna pulse forward for 3, 2, and 1, and then stay forward, turn your thumb to face down, and then reach it around on the outside, from the inside to the outside of the spin left leg, and reach your right arm around behind you so you can take the bind. If you have the bind, or if you can't and you're grabbing your shirt, either way, think about straightening out your spine. So it's not a twist, it's a nice deep stretch. Breathing here. Don't forget about your front leg, it's still nice and flexed and straight. Knee and toes are facing up towards the ceiling. And then slowly release and unwind, and we'll take the twist. You can cross this left leg up and over the right, foot's on the mat, and then twisting, right arm comes around, grabbing the left knee, lengthen up towards the ceiling, and then twist behind you. Breathing here. Last breath. And then unwind through the center. Uncross your legs, and you can straighten this left leg out. All right, so I have for us for a hip stretch today, fire log pose. That's too much for you. You can take pigeon, or you can take figure 4 on your back. But for fire log pose, it's kind of like easy C, but you've got one leg stacked on top of the other. You have both of your feet stacked, and your feet are on top of your knees. So a lot of people have pretty open, externally rotated hips. But if you're more like this, and you want to stick a block or a book or something in between one of your top knee and your bottom foot, you can. Otherwise, you can stay here for fire log pose, flexing your feet, and if you'd like to add a forward fold to it, you can. I like to kind of bring my hands toward my feet to kind of really flex them in a little further, and then fold forward. Once you're there, you can release your head and neck down. Three breaths left. And then coming up with a straight spine, you can pop your hands up behind you, unwind your legs out to the front, and then just windshield wiper them back and forth a little bit before we go to the other side. And then other side. So if you're doing fire log with me, it's just the opposite leg on front. Shins are stacked on top of each other parallel. Feet are flexed. Otherwise, pigeon on the other side or figure 4 on your back. Whatever feels good for you. And then think about really flexing these feet. You can stay here. Or if you want to add the fold, you can press the feet in and fold forward. Try to keep your spine straight at first, and then you can round it down. Release your head and neck. Breathing here. Three breaths left. And coming back up to a nice seat. Arms down, back behind you, fingertips facing your feet. Unwind your legs, feet on the mat, hips width distance, and then you can windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Once more in each direction. All right, and making your way onto your backs. You have a prop that you want to use. You can plop it under your hips, take your new waterfall. If you don't have anything, you can use fists for wrists and put your hips up on your fists. Flexing your feet, keeping your heels stacked right above your hips. Toes are drawing in towards your nose. Breathing here. You got 4 breaths left here. Last breath. You can lift the hips, remove your prop, and then lower your hips back down towards the mat. We'll take a fish pose to counteract that. So legs nice and long on the mat. You're gonna lift your hips up, turn your palms face down underneath your hips. Elbows are working to be towards each other underneath your body. And then really lift up through the chest. We've done a lot of binds and chest openings today, so this should go pretty good. Toes are together. Release your head back, lifting up through the ribs. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing that, walking the elbows out. Removing your hands from under your hips. And then drawing your knees up, stacking your knees above your hips. Arms up to the side. We'll take a supine twist. Laying the legs down. If there's a fancier supine twist you'd like to take, that's fine. Otherwise, just easy supine twist. Unwinding the shoulders so both are on the mat. And maybe lifting your head and gazing towards the opposite hand. Breathe in here. Unwinding your head first. Engage your core, so draw your belly button in towards your spine. Let that lead your legs up. And then over to the other side. Unwinding through the shoulders. Take your head up, turn it on its own axis. Look out towards your hand. Breathing here. Last breath. Unwind the head to center. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Bring the legs up through center. If there's any final movements you need, you can take those now. Maybe you want a happy baby. Or shoulder stand, whatever is calling to you. You can take that. We got 5 more breaths with your wiggle. And then when you're ready, make your way into Shavasana. Legs out nice and long. They can be a little bit wide. Feet flopping up onto the side. Shoulder blades nice and underneath you, supporting you. Palms down by the side. Palms face up. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Again, deep breath in. And exhale, release. And then enjoy your moments of silence here in your Shavasana. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. All right, went a little long today. It's right at 9:30. So I'll say our namaste here in your Shavasana. Light and a joy and a peace and a happiness in me honors the light and the joy and the peace and the happiness in each of you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Namaste. We've got some